What's up, people? I'm Shaggy the Opinionated Hippie, and today I'm just going to kind of discuss the Traveling Wilburys. Actually, what I'm going to do is uh, this is a super group I'll talk about briefly who released two albums. And one, it seemed kind of silly to review the two albums or to rank the two albums because there's only two. Plus, I was actually having a really hard time deciding which one I like better. So, what I decided to do was to rank the songs 21 songs total. I'm going to put the list on the screen, briefly discuss those songs, and then after I discuss those songs, based on where the song rankings fall, come to the conclusion of which album is the better of the two. Obviously, I already have come to that conclusion based on this list. Kind of surprised by it, but it plays out. But I would say, arguably, if you don't know who the Traveling Wilburys are, they are the greatest supergroup ever. I mean, a member of the Beatles, arguably the most influential music group of all time. Bob Dylan, and George Harrison. Bob Dylan, arguably the greatest songwriter of all time. Roy Orbison, one of the greatest voices of all time. Tom Petty, arguably the most iconic American rock and roller of all time. And Jeff Lynne, a man who wished he was in the Beatles, who is a creative genius who has created some of the greatest pop music of all time. So, regardless of what you think of the results or your opinion of the music, I don't think you could put together a heavier hitting collection of five people to make an album. And the amazing thing about the album is it's fun, both of them. They're fun, they're lighthearted, they're playful, they're breezy, they're like easy listening, not like easy listening jazz elevator music, but they're just like so enjoyable and palatable and like it's like the Jeff Lynne theory of music making. Just make stuff that people enjoy and want to listen to over and over again. And that's what they did. Just ridiculous. But also there's some great lyrics, some great riffs, some great vocal performances. They're having a lot of fun. It's just an absolutely fantastic. Both releases are absolutely fantastic. They play most of the instruments. You know, they're playing guitars, bass, keyboards. I think Jim Keltner is the drummer on one of them, maybe both. Gary Moore has a lead guitar solo on the opening track of the second album, which is pretty cool. It's just pretty much straightforward, simple, enjoyable rock music that pays a lot of tribute to 50s and 60s sort of motifs and genres and subgenres and ideas without just flirts with those, but kind of modernizes them or gives you sort of like a modern, fresh, updated take on them. So yeah, let's get to the songs. There, on one of the sides of my face, those are the first 11. We're going to leave top 10 for later. That would how I would rank those. And the blue ones are from the first album. The red ones are from the third album. So You Took My Breath Away, kind of a slower ballad. Seven Deadly Sins, it's almost like doo-woppy type. Seven, seven, seven deadly sins. Almost like an Elvis type thing. A lot of Elvis kind of rockabilly kind of ideas seep in this. Again, I like all these songs. I think, though, these are my least favorite. And Congratulations, another one of the more slower ones. And I think some of the slower ones, I don't know, they aren't just much fun. And I think what I really like about these are the fun. Wilbury Twist closes out the third album. It's volume 3, but I'm going to call it the second album. There's Traveling Wilburys Volume 1, Traveling Wilburys Volume 3, because Roy Orbison is not on the second one. He passed away between the two, and they only made 2. A Wilbury Twist, which is like this like dance, everybody's gonna do the Wilbury Twist, kind of a silly number with like dance, how to do a dance type thing. Poorhouse, I like it, really good song, got some really nice guitar playing in it, this nice boom, 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 like George Harrison guitar playing, that's fantastic. Rattled, a Jeff Lynne sung number that has like a really kind of almost rockabilly Elvis vibe. Last Night, another really strong song, Margarita, kind of some weird lyrics. End of the Line, which was a big hit, which I'm pretty sure was inspired by ELO's Rockaria, rock aria, because at the very end of rock aria, he does this like goes off on this like 20 to 25 second where he's singing all these lyrics really, and then he goes, and it's all right, and it's all right is sort of the remaining sort of the repetitive lyric in this, and it's all right, riding around on the breeze. Really good song, really catchy, great way to end the first album. But there's just 12 other better things. Where Were You Last Night? Another really fun song. And then Handle With Care, the opening track on the first album, which is also really balances out with the end of the line closing in a good way. Just kind of an upbeat, good George Harrison led number. All great songs, great songs. But those would be my bottom 11. And now moving on to what the top 10 songs were. And that is the list right there. Number 10, Dirty World, off the first album. Really good song, just really good energy. I think it's one that like everybody sings on this one. There's like this weird little list of things that happen at the end that are kind of neat. Then we get a run of a whole bunch of songs that are absolutely fantastic from the second album, from Volume 3. The Devil's Been Busy in Your Backyard. Again, so many of these songs have, it's usually one vocalist or two. It's I don't think in any cases it's simply one vocalist. It's like usually a couple vocalists. Sometimes they all sing. Sometimes it focuses on two. Sometimes the other ones just do background harmonies. But there are so many great things about so many of these. The Devil's Been Busy, number 9, is mainly Jeff Lynne and Bob Dylan trading off, and just the contrast between their voices is absolutely fantastic. Just phenomenal. New Blue Moon, everybody sings on this. It has this really kind of doom doom ba bum ba doom type vibe, but Dylan just comes in on the bridge and like gets outright silly, and it was like you mo no mo you. If you want to see Dylan at his absolute silliest, some of the lines he drops on here, his performances, the songs he obviously brings to the table, this is Dylan at his peak lighthearted fun form. It is like as fantastic as all of the performances are, whether they're vocal performances or songwriting performances. Dylan kind of steals the show. Cool Dark Dry Place, a really good Tom Petty number. This might be only Tom Petty on this one, but it's about put it in a cool dry place. Funky little guitar solo in it. Really nice sort of like Tom Petty doing like an early rock type thing. It's something that maybe could have fit on like a Full Moon Fever or something. Really good Tom Petty song. Inside Out, just another really good sort of breezy, lighthearted acoustic bass pop number with some great lyrics. She's My Baby, the opening track on the second one, which is a straight up rocker. Just Gary Moore's got a solo on it. It hits hard. And Dylan drops what might be the best lyric on this whole thing is Dylan sings the song, sings the line, she loves to stick her tongue right down my throat because she's my baby. Like, there's nothing better than hearing Bob Dylan go, she likes to stick her tongue right down my throat. Oh, fantastic. Kicks off the album and like, there was no really just outright rockers on Volume 1. And so for them to come back in Volume 3 and immediately deliver something that's completely different from the first one, but then have these lyrics that are just fun, and then have Bob Dylan drop that line, Volume 3 just kicks it off strongly. Heading for the Light, a really good upbeat George Harrison pop number that would have fit right in on Cloud 9 or Brainwashed. Nice horn use on this. Just really good George Harrison energy. Not Alone Anymore, off the first album. A Roy Orbison just classic. Like, this is just Roy Orbison tugging at your heartstrings, breaking your heart, delivering a song that sounds like it could have been from his heyday, from like his, when he was like dropping like Oh Pretty Woman and stuff like that. Just an absolute classic. Might be the best song on here. I have two more that are my favorite, but it is just such pure Orbison in every way. Phenomenal. Number two, If You Belong to Me, Bob Dylan at his best. Like, this should have been a Dylan track. I'm assuming he wrote it. It sounds like he wrote it. It's got light acoustic, breezy acoustic Bob Dylan energy. It is fantastic. Just home run, man, home run. Like, And then number one, and undeniably, just the concept, Tweeter and the Monkey Man. It's Bob Dylan doing a Bruce Springsteen inspired story song about characters named Tweeter and the Monkey Man. And there are so many just great Springsteen references in here. There's an undercover cop right there. We have a Tweeter was a Boy Scout before she went to Vietnam. So we got a little Born in the USA Vietnam action. There's a Highway 99. They knew that they'd fight freedom just across the Jersey line. The music is all the music is all like bluesy and nice slide guitar playing in there. There's an undercover cop. He's the Monkey Man. What other one? From a Mansion on the Hill is on here. It was Out on Thunder Road, Tweeter at the Wheel. I mean, he is dropping Springsteen reference after Springsteen reference after Springsteen reference. And it is fun. It's a great story. It's about criminals. It's sort of like a highly fictionalized, no stakes version of something like Hurricane, where he details like all the goings on in like a crime. I knew him long before he ever became a Jersey girl. That's awesome. Just great song. But yeah, I guess I'll go to Florida and get myself some sun. Just phenomenal. An absolutely perfect song. But yeah, that's my number one Traveling Wilburys song. So anyways, based on those song rankings, it is obvious that based on just looking at the top 10 and where 6 of the top 10 fall, it is with Volume 3. I do think Volume 3 is a slightly better album than Volume 1, even though, I don't know, it might be tied, because I realize that 3 of the top 4 are actually from Volume 1, but then 4 of 6 of the top 10 are from Volume 3. So we're calling it a draw. Both the albums are great. Both of them are worth getting. Check out the Traveling Wilburys. If you haven't, there is a huge, fun, uplifting, enjoyable, breezy Sunday listening experience missing from your life. Fix that now, people. This is both these albums are great listens. But what is, yes, arguably the greatest supergroup ever, right? Yeah, right. All right, let me know what your favorite Traveling Wilburys song is. If you want to advocate for one album over the other, do it. But I want to know what your favorite song is, what you think of these songs. But yeah, they're all great. Like even the ones at the bottom of the list, none of them are bad. Amazing albums. Check them out. Traveling Wilburys. Peace. Talk to you later.